The last part of section 3.5 is to use completing the square to get quadratic functions into a proper format, in this case vertex form. Very useful, not just with quadratics but other functions to get them in the right format, because you just need to find the right number that helps factor it. So let's see how this one goes here. So we want to get this into vertex form. So what we're going to do is actually divide everything by -1 because we want this a value to be positive. It's going to be a lot easier for completing the square when this is a positive 1, and more on that in a future example you'll see in just a second. So let's see here. This doesn't help you factor it. We need to get the x into some sort of group, squared. So the 9 isn't helping me. So I'm just going to move that 9 over to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 9. What I want to do is complete the square and find a better number. So let's take our 12. Let's divide it by 2 and square it. So in this case, 36 is what I really need here. So let's add 36 to both sides. All right, this side is now factorable. So we get x plus 6 squared. These I can just combine. So -9 plus 36 gives me positive 27. But now we have a group squared. That's what we're looking for, x in some sort of group squared. We just now need to rearrange and get y by itself. So let's move the 27 over here. And all I'm going to do is divide everything by -1. So when we do that, this here gets divided by -1, so we have a negative out in front, and then this -27 turns into a positive 27. And if you notice, it is now in vertex form. You could easily look at this and see your vertex would be a -6, 27. You also see that a is negative, so this should be a parabola that opens downward. Feel free to pause and try it out yourself on this next one. This one doesn't have the negative to worry about. We can see this is already positive, but the 3 isn't helping you much, so move the 3 over. We want to find a better number, so let's take our 8 divided by 2 and square it. So 16 is the better number we need here to add to both sides. This side is now factorable. We get it one group. This here we just combine to get 19. And I just got to move the 19 over. So actually this one was a little more fluid. Didn't have to worry about some extra steps in there with negatives and things. And we're in vertex form. We can see the vertex would be a -4, -19. This is positive, so it opened upwards. This is our last example. Feel free to pause and try it out. What I'm going to show you here is that we might have unfortunately a number that's in the way. So what's going on here is we're going to first move the 5 over because it's not helping you anyways, but we have an a value here of 3. I could try to divide everything by 3, but it just doesn't work well with the y and the 5. And there is a way to explore that, and we could discuss it in class. What I do is I just factor it out. So I take away the 3 from the x squared and the 12x. I know they also have another thing in common like the x, but remember I want to have all my x's inside the parentheses. I don't want any x's outside for vertex form. So in this case, you just divide by 3 and reduce. All right, let's find a number that will help me to factor this. This is my goal, is to factor this into parentheses. So we're going to take our -4 divided by 2 and square it. That just gives me positive 4. So let's see what happens. We're going to add 4 inside here because this will help me to factor this. But wait, what's this? I thought we were just adding 4. Why is there a 3 here? Well, that's because there's a 3 out in front of this. I'm not really adding 4. If I distribute 3 times 4, I'd really be adding 12 to this side. It's because I'm adding it inside this group. So I have to make sure I balance it out correctly. I'm not just adding 4, I'm adding 3 times the 4. Okay, so watch out for that. Didn't see that on the previous examples because there wasn't a number in front of this group to worry about. But it's pretty much the same. We can now factor this, x minus 2 squared. When you combine this is just 12, minus 5 is 7, and then just move your 7 over. So now we've got our vertex form. We can actually see the a value here, so it's been a vertical stretch. And they want us to find all the information. So in this case, our vertex should be a positive 2, -7. Axis symmetry is x equals 2. It always matches this one here. And we should have a minimum because this is a number greater than 0. It's positive, so it opens upwards. So we have a minimum.